All right. One Piece, 1165. Reverberations. Before I get into it, um, I have been possibly spoiled on something that happens later, and this is going to be a translation based thing. So that just depends on how accurate the translation I heard someone saying is. So we'll get into it when we get into it. But first, the cover art. Beppo sleeping peacefully, using this as a pillow, and then obviously you have Law using Beppo as a pillow. And are they all on top of a giant sheep? Yeah, they're all on top of a sheep. In a Sky Island esque background. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, let's get to the actual story. Oh. Rock's still begging to be died. Oh, okay, it's just the where we were at last time. And then showing the uh, follow up attacks that they do. Words, attitude, expression. They're all telling different stories. I don't. No, not really. I think his words and his expression are kind of aligned because he is literally crying. Uh, but his actions definitely uh, are being a little different. But sure, right? Uh, action panels, action panels, action panels. Whoa, cool. How amazing. They split the sky. Everyone's still evacuating. Okay. People aren't expecting rocks to come back. Or I'm guessing the other ones that aren't there yet. Um. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Roger and Garp are telling everyone to get away to safety, even if it means leaving the island without them. Okay, so they're agreeing to fight together, as we know they did. Well, as was said they did by someone who wasn't there. Taking advantage of the fact that it's two people, keeping away from each other so you don't have them both directly in front. Kind of intelligent, I guess. Until you knock them down. And Roger is trying to get him to break out of the Domi Reversi, apparently. So that's fun. Gloriosa's going to Roger's ship, which makes sense for multiple reasons. Kaido and Big Mom are still arguing. Sure. Setting up what happens at Wano. Yeah. Rock's overpowering Roger. I believe that's Roger. Yeah, he has a sword. That's Roger. Polo Graham is talking to Newgate. The at least apparent father of Marco. Dragon is on a military ship. Nice. Already starting his revolutionary thing by forcing the Marines to help innocent civilians and slaves. And not in the way the world government defines helping them. Saturn's face. Does that mean Emu turned back and let Saturn take back control of what happened from that point on? Okay. I'll think about it more later. The God Valley Incident. S-level top secret classification. Records of clandestine operations and special hazard pay for Naval Base G1 and Cypher Pole number 6. Hey, second spire fell. Registry of participants in the human hunt expunged. Site of event, God Valley. Island location. Area population. Details erased. Number of fatalities unknown. Okay. Roger is confronting Garp about the government stuff. Good. Call themselves good guys. I can't believe it either. If you're gonna quit the Navy, come join us. Don't be an idiot. If I quit, who's gonna watch out for the rank and file? It all comes down to mass, doesn't it, Garp? Gullive Armament is a power that doesn't yield the devil fruits, and on top of that, I was reading the color of this Ring King. There's no way it couldn't have hurt him. There's no damage unless we surpass that. Comes down to who wears out first will lose. There's no way to keep up with a monster like that. So you want to hit him with a critical mass. Exactly, don't even think about whatever stamina you need after that. I'll come back But the downfall of Roxy Isabek and his lawless band of followers who wreaked havoc on their era cast unmistakable reverberations that shook the very world. To be continued. Okay. Oh wait, I missed one thing. The world government attempted to cover everything up. Yeah. Do we have one next week? 11/23? No, we do not. Okay. Okay. So, the thing I saw that was a spoiler was right. So, Garp decides to stay working for a genocidal government because he wants to protect the lower ranking people in the government. I don't know if that's good enough of a reason to stay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think more about that. Oh, here's some other people's thoughts. Gather mind together on that. Because I like the idea of it. It's going to depend on what he has done that we haven't seen that is doing that. Because if anything, he should have became someone who actively was training people after this if he wanted to actually watch out for the rank and file. Instead of not doing that until after he retired after Ace. Right? Although I will say, this does make more sense as to why he was trying to get Ace and Luffy to join the Marines. Still doesn't make sense ultimately, but if his goal is to protect the lower ranking people than him in the Marines, which is basically every Marine, then it makes sense that he'd want them to be in that system to try and help them. And to use his authority to prevent them from being killed for who they are, which is what wound up happening with Ace anyways. So I don't know. I need to think more about this. My question, based on how this is worded, I doubt we're going to get much more on God Valley specifically. Outside of maybe a little bit of wrap up for that. We're probably going to get back to Loki and how it affected him. And this it's not a horrible chapter, but it is mostly action. Like a solid half of it actually probably is action. However, we do get some good stuff in the dialogue, so I don't know. I need to learn more about what all Garp has done to see if that's a worthwhile explanation for staying. With what we know currently, I don't think it is. However, we could always learn more about stuff he's done that hasn't been shown that could correct for stuff, helping, because like we've already seen the majority of people he has trained are the closest thing to good cops, the Marines, right, in the series, with Smoker and Tashigi being probably the best non-trained explicitly by him people, right? So, mm, well, with the end of an arc about a genocide that happened, I will say this: genocide bad. No matter who, or what, or why, or where, genocide bad. And that's doubly true for the real world because you can't even apply weird fantasy logic that I don't think could overcome what a genocide is, but you know, can't even do that in the real world. With that being said, comment down below if you have more thoughts, if you want to try and push me farther one way or the other on the whole Garp's reasoning, or some things I might have forgotten about stuff Garp's done in the background. Yeah, with that, I guess this is the end of the video. As always, be yourself.